She only comes to school on Wednesday. Like she only gives one subject one day. You want to stay? Wow, but the worst fake hope days. Sunday, right? I was talking to them about jobs and wanted to do long distance because I can't find a job. Then we go while we were eating lunch outside. Then I go home. Then this girl reach out to me. You're like, oh my god. No, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, okay, so these jeeps are they use iPad. Sometimes iPad dies.
Good morning. Today is day 6. Weight is finally dropping, so extremely happy about that. But in today's video, I want to talk about the mindset that is required for a mini cut. So my approach definitely has evolved over the years, right? So I remember when I first started, the motivation to get in shape was so high that you can essentially just power through any cravings, hunger and stuff, right? So if you really want it, I believe you will find the willpower to stick to it, right? But now that I have been doing it for so long, right, I have shifted my focus towards sustainability, right? Because I believe consistency over time is more important, right? One thing is, for people who want to power through like with willpower, it definitely will allow you to achieve some success, but at what cost, right? Usually what happens is if you get results quickly and then you are not accounting for like how are you feeling, okay, then the chances of rebounding will be quite high. So this is where you see people who lose weight quickly only to gain back faster, okay, or even gain more than what they lost, right? So in order to actually manage all this, what I found is actually to set the foundation well. This is why I've been overemphasizing the fact that you should not be starting a mini cut if you are in a bad position, right? Or if you are a beginner, because you are basically not in the right position to start mentally or physically. Okay, so far 6 days have gone by. Okay, that is I can't say that it's zero cravings, right? But it has been super manageable so far. In terms of my hunger level, really, I haven't been hungry throughout the past 6 days. But why am I able to have this is because of my previous phase, my lean bulk phase, which set myself up for this mini cut, right? So all the preparation have already been done. Okay, so in terms of like the mental strength to remain disciplined is actually all in the preparation. Okay, so one thing I want to share with you guys is that in order to be disciplined, it's really all in the consistency. Okay, so for example, let's say you really want to do this mini cut, okay, but you didn't prepare. Okay, what you want to do is, of course, to try to not be too hard on yourself, right? So aim for sustainable habits. Okay, what this means is, let's say if you are very used to eating a lot of unhealthy food, right? So what I did back when I did my first cut was actually I still try to incorporate those food into my diet frequently. Okay, that is to deal with the cravings. Okay, but before I elaborate further, okay, there's two main things that will affect the success of a cut. Usually is either your cravings or your hunger, right? So if you are in a well-fed state going into a cut, right, usually hunger is not an issue. Okay, it's more of the cravings. Okay, so when it comes to cravings, is a lot of it is due to mental lah. Okay, so I feel for myself, right, on day 2 I already started having cravings, but after I got through the mental barrier, then none at all. Okay, because I also did fit some indulgence into my diet lah, here and there, right? So ultimately, why I feel people will have this craving thing is more of like a restriction kind of thing, right? So people, when we hear the word diet, right, it almost feels very restricted in a sense, right? But if you have the knowledge of calories and macros and you know how to count, okay, there is no problem fitting in some ice cream here and there into your diet, okay? But majority of your food, I would say about 80% should be whole foods, healthy food, okay? Why? It's because when you want to eat protein, usually is the healthier foods lah, right? So ultimately, you need to make sure that you are hitting your protein intake. Okay, wait, there's a plane. That took quite a while. So protein intake is what will ensure that you are losing fat and not muscle or anything else lah. Okay, so protein intake is really number one when it comes to dieting, along with being in a consistent caloric deficit. Okay, so the whatever number that we found out on day 2, that is like your salary. So you cannot, regardless of the indulgence lah that you have, usually you cannot spend more than what you are allocated with. So I hope this will help, right? So I can tell you it's really totally okay to eat so-called unhealthy food. I even did it on my lean bulk and honestly it worked well, right? So most importantly is, especially if you have a lot of fat to lose, right? I'm talking about a full cut context, right? For mini cut, honestly, 6 weeks, super clean, usually that won't be a problem. Usually is when once you get once you stay very long in the diet, then that's where a lot of the cravings and hunger starts to kick in, okay? Which is also what they call as diet fatigue, right? So you will need a greater willpower and discipline to be able to power through it. But for a mini cut, if it's only 4 to 6 weeks, most people will be able to do it without much discipline required, right? Because the motivation is there and stuff, right? So by incorporating some of the foods that you like, you'll make the diet more fun, right? This is why I'm a huge advocate of like flexible dieting and understanding your macros, right? So I hope everyone who is watching this and looking to maybe start your own fat loss journey, it's not as difficult as it seems, right? Even if you have struggled and failed before, right? Perhaps it's because you were too restrictive and too disciplined, okay, too strict with your diet, which is why it's hard to maintain the level of strictness, especially if you haven't been exposed to that kind of discipline, right? So it's really about step by step. Okay, focus on the calories, the protein, and then slowly adjust into better habits, and eventually once you do it long enough, the discipline will be developed naturally. Okay, so I hope this helps. Okay, I'm also very excited to get lean again. There's another plane, so I will see you guys tomorrow for day 7.